Huh? A phone call? As the ringtone of my smartphone sounded, I looked at the screen, and so it was from my dad. Hello? Dad, what's up?
Emily, have you already reached John's family home?
Not yet. But I just got off the train and missed the bus. Looks like I have to wait about 30 minutes for the next one.
Oh, that's good. What time is the next train heading back?
Heading back. In about 20 minutes.
Okay, got it. Then wait in the station lounge. Don't get on the bus. Just wait there until I come to pick you up.
That's impossible. I need to go help with the wake at Susan's place as soon as possible.
You don't need to go.
Why not? John is on a business trip in Italy. I have to go since I'm the only one here.
I'll explain everything once we meet up. Just don't go, all right?
Okay. I'll wait then. Why is Dad so frantic about calling me when I'm on my way to my deceased Mill's house? Despite my doubts, I decided to wait for my dad. My name is Emily Johnson. I've been married to John for 3 years. Currently, I work part-time at a bookstore close to the nearest station. My husband, John, works in the system development department of a multinational corporation. His company, expanding both domestically and internationally, focuses on developing and building IT systems, so he often travels abroad for half of the month. John's family home is in a rural area, and they continued farming until his father passed away. The first time I visited with John,
You know, since I'm alone, my cooking becomes pretty casual. All I eat is rice and pickles.
his mom, Susan, while laughing, served me rice and her homemade pickled cabbage. The delicious rice and superb pickles were a real treat. Susan, this is delicious. I can't think of any other words but delicious. I'd eat it every day. She seemed pleased to hear that.
Feel free to have seconds.
When leaving, she gave me pickles, ordered tea from Oregon, and rice from Idaho. It feels like it just happened yesterday. On the first day I met her, I felt we would build a good relationship. It takes about 2 hours by car to reach John's family home. It also takes about 2.5 hours by train and bus. This morning, I got a call from my sil, Sarah, about Susan's death.
Hello, Emily. Susan passed away a little while ago. The wake is tonight. Can you make it by 2 p.m.?
Yes, I understand. But John is currently overseas on a business trip. I'll try to contact him, but I'm not sure if he can return today or tomorrow.
Oh, is that so? That's fine. Just you come.
Really? Sarah seemed oddly happy about it. Can you give me the specific time and location when you are ready? I want to contact my parents.
Of course, though, and don't forget to bring a black apron.
Sure, I won't forget. Thanks, I'll be in touch later. After hanging up, I checked the time on my phone. It was 9 a.m. There's a 6-hour time difference with Italy, so it's 3 a.m. there. Is John asleep? But this can't be helped. I tried calling, but it went to voicemail after 7 rings. Susan passed away. The wake is tonight, U.S. time, and the funeral seems to be tomorrow. Can you make it back? I left a message on the voicemail, so now it's just waiting for a response. After that, I called my boss at the bookstore where I work to request some day off. I need to call my mom next. Hello, Mom?
Oh, Emily. Are you off from the bookstore today?
Yeah, I took the day off. You see, this morning, I got a call that Susan passed away.
What? She was still young. What happened?
I just found out myself and don't know the details, but I'm getting ready to head there now.
That's so hard to believe. I'll let your dad know.
I only know that the wake is tonight. I'll call you back as soon as I have the time and place.
All right. John might not make it in time for tonight, so take care.
Okay, talk to you later. Now, I need to get my stiffs together. As I opened my closet, a black handbag in front of my morning clothes jumped into my eyes. This black handbag was given to me by John's mom when she visited our house 2 months ago.
It's good to have one nice item like this. You can use it for a long time,
She had said, while handing me the bag, still in its box. Susan was always a gentle and calm speaker, and she taught me the bare minimum about the customs and relations of their old family, as I was not very familiar with them.
John and Emily, you're living in the city, so don't worry about country relationships. You have your own way of life in the city. Right. When in Rome, do as the Romans do,
She said, with a smile. When John and I had been married for about half a year, we attended a relative's wedding in the city and ended up staying at his family home for a night. Since we rarely got the chance, we went shopping together in the shopping district and then went to a karaoke box where John's mom made her karaoke debut. She was so happy about it, smiling all the time.
Emily, in the 42 years since I married into the Johnson family, I've never had this much fun. Thank you.
Susan, really? I'm always happy to hang out, so come visit anytime.
Really? That makes me so happy. Maybe I'll come over again.
Absolutely. By the time we got married, John's father had already passed away, and John left home for college, while his brother moved out when he got a job. Until John's father passed away 3 years ago, Susan had hardly ever left their rural town.
I used to help with the fields and go to the rice paddies and check on our rental apartments and houses. The year would just fly by. So, after Dad passed away, I decided to stop farming and take it easy for a while.
She used to say in her usual calm and cheerful manner. Come to think of it, I've never seen Susan get angry. She was kind to everyone and never imposed her opinions on others. I want to be a grandma like her someday, I thought vaguely. I packed clothes for a few days and my morning attire into a suitcase and reached for the formal bag that Susan had given me. As I grabbed the handle and placed the bag on my lap, my sight seemed to blur. Although I hadn't shed any tears when I heard the news of her death, now they were streaming down my face. I must have been holding back my emotions, willing not to upset Susan. As precious memories with Susan flooded my mind, I hugged the bag and cried out loud. I never imagined saying goodbye so soon. We were supposed to go shopping and to karaoke next month, and she had promised to come stay with us for a while when the baby was born. When I found out I was pregnant last month, she was the happiest and congratulated me. Every time I picked up something that reminded me of Susan, all the memories from these past 3 years came rushing back. No, I can't get caught up in memories now. I need to get ready. I can't keep Sarah and the others waiting. I glanced at the clock. It was already 10:30 am. I need to hurry. As I stepped out of the house, I received a call from Sarah.
Emily, have you been able to reach John?
No, I'm sorry. There's an 6-hour time difference. So it's the early morning there. I couldn't get through.
Oh, I see. Well, that can't be helped. The wake is tonight at 7 p.m. and the funeral is tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Oh, alright. So, tonight at 7 p.m. and tomorrow at 11 a.m.
This service will be held at the church we always go to. So please tell your parents that, Emily.
Okay, got it. Truth be told, I was not very comfortable with my Sarah and Erica. John, being the youngest of 3 siblings, is 6 years younger than his older brother, Mike, and 3 years younger than his older sister, Erica. Mike is quiet and reserved, and John is somewhat similar. Erica, the eldest, is the type who says whatever is on her mind. During gatherings like Thanksgiving or New Year's, Erica would always start with, "Emily, still no baby," and Sarah would inevitably join in.
You really should have your first child before you turn 30.
Yes. After a year of marriage.
Really? Still no news?
Could you possibly be a sexless couple?
Maybe John has someone else on the side.
Wouldn't be surprising, right?
They would take turns throwing these snide remarks. During such times, Susan wouldn't raise her voice, but would gently admonish them.
Sarah, Erica, you're both parents, aren't you? You know it's not nice to say things that can hurt others. Since everyone comes here to gather, I want them to always have a good time.
Although I didn't interact much with Sarah and Erica normally, Susan and I actually saw each other almost every month. If we went visit her this month, she visited us following month.
Mom and Emily don't seem like a mill and deal.
Is that so?
Yay. It's more like a mother and daughter.
John often said that. Those were good times. Thinking this, 20 minutes passed as I waited at the station. My dad's taxi pulled up in front of me.
Get in. We need to talk about something important.
He said with a stern expression. What could he possibly need to talk about so urgently? What happened? Why did you suddenly say not to go?
Well, actually, I received a letter from Susan yesterday.
A letter from Susan to you, Dad?
Yeah, she wrote that she absolutely didn't want Emily to go to the Johnson house alone.
What does that mean?
You should read it yourself.
Oh, okay.
After reading it, you'll understand why I stopped you.
What do you mean? He handed me a white envelope, and I was shocked by its contents.
Dear Sir, thank you for the delicious sweets you sent the other day. I am writing this letter to make a rather forward request, and I hope you will forgive me for using this method. The request is that, should I pass away, please ensure that Emily never comes to our house alone. As you know, John often travels abroad and may not be able to return immediately upon my passing. Could you please make sure that she attends the funeral only with John? I am embarrassed to say this, but if the funeral is rushed before John returns, Mike and his wife, along with Erica, might try to get Emily to sign a property renunciation document. Without John's consent, the renunciation process shouldn't be happened. I am sorry for involving Emily in any inheritance dispute. I have left my will to a trusted friend regarding the property division. I apologize for making such a request through a letter. I pray for the health and happiness of you and your wife. Sincerely.
Just as I finished reading, my phone rang. It's John. Hello.
Emily, I listened to your voicemail.
Yeah.
My sisters, they're trying to finish the funeral before I get back, aren't they?
It seems so, probably.
Emily, you don't need to go today. I'll talk to Erica and Mike and ask them to reschedule.
Okay, that sounds good.
I can be back by tomorrow evening on the earliest flight.
It's better if we both attend together.
That's right. So just wait at home for me.
Okay, see you tomorrow. I felt relieved knowing John would be coming back.
Is John really able to get back tomorrow?
Yeah, it seems so.
Actually, this morning, by chance, I ended up driving Sarah and the others in this taxi. They didn't seem to realize it was me. Mike was trying to persuade them to postpone the funeral by a day. They were planning to get you to agree to property renunciation while John was still away.
What? Really? Just like Susan suspected.
Seems so. Apparently, Sarah's son recently crashed her car, and they're facing a lawsuit for several $100,000.
Wait, Sarah's car is a German luxury model, right? It should have insurance.
It was insured, but only for Sarah. Her son forgot to get a one-day insurance. With the car all banged up, she was furious about having to replace it.
So they were trying to get as much of the inheritance as they could. The next evening, John safely returned home. We were all able to attend Susan's funeral together, and the will revealed an equal division of $300,000 to each couple. Sarah looked uncomfortable. Mike, will the payment for the accident cover everything?
Thanks for worrying, Emily. We're still short about $100,000, but we'll manage. Not changing the insurance policy was our fault as parents.
If it's okay, you can use $100,000 from my share. As soon as I said this, everyone turned to look at me. Sarah quickly responded,
Really? Thank you.
but then her son, Michael, stepped forward and bowed.
I can't accept that.
Michael, Emily is kindly offering.
No, Mom. It's my responsibility for causing the accident.
How about I lend the money to Michael, and he can pay me back a little each month? When I suggested this, Michael gratefully accepted. If Emily is okay with that, I'd like to borrow it. I'm sorry. He promised to pay back $500 a month from his part-time job earnings. This seemed like something Susan would approve of.
Emily, you're too kind-hearted.
I almost felt like I could hear Susan's voice. Since then, Michael has been faithfully paying back the money each month. Sarah, warned by her son, stopped meddling in the matter. Time passed, and finally, the day came for me to give birth. John sent me off to the delivery room with a smile. If Susan were still here, she would have been with me, encouraging me. Thinking this, I entered the room. It took some time since it was my first childbirth, but a healthy baby girl was born,
Congratulations,
said the nurse, as I smiled at my crying baby. After a few days in the hospital, it was time to go home. John had been given some time off from work so we could cherish our time as a family. Soon, we'll visit Susan's grave with our daughter. I smiled, imagining Susan's joyful face at seeing the baby.